Welcome to the Cathedral of the Nativity of the Blessed Virgin Mary, frequently known as St. Mary's Cathedral in Grand Island, Nebraska. The church has a long history of using artwork to explain and help us understand doctrines of the church. Today I wanted to say a few words about the Transfiguration of Jesus by Raphael, the famous oil painting artist. It brings out the meaning of the Transfiguration of Jesus. You can see on the oil painting that it is a scene of heaven, and it's a scene where Jesus is transfigured on the mount. And present are Elijah the prophet and Moses the lawgiver. There are also two deacons there, St. Agapetus and St. Felicissimus. Not sure what their connection is, but Raphael painted them in a distinct way. You can also see the different levels. There's the level which is based on chapter 17 of Matthew of the heavens, Jesus being transfigured. We know from chapter 17 that he invited three of the disciples, Peter, Paul, and John, to come up with him to the mountaintop, and he is transfigured, especially in his face. It's a very, very transfigured face that Raphael has painted. However, the three apostles are overcome. Moses, the lawgiver, and Elijah, the prophet, are very much taken up with the transfiguration of Jesus on the Mount. There's a second part of chapter 17 of the Gospel of Matthew that talks about a boy possessed by a demonic spirit. And in that second part of chapter 17, that young boy is healed. And he is surrounded by other disciples, apparently, disciples of Jesus, who are confused, and they mention that they could not heal this boy. But Jesus healed this person as soon as he came down from the mountain. It's probably Raphael's way of pointing out that with God, with Jesus Christ, all things are possible. But when the disciples said, "Why couldn't we heal this boy?" Jesus simply said, "Because your faith was insufficient." So it's kind of Raphael's way of saying, when it is Jesus speaking with the power and the presence of God, all things are possible. But it just left to human devices, human intelligence, human reactions. They could not do the healing of the demonic boy. I'd encourage you to stop by St. Mary's Cathedral and to look at the Transfiguration as painted by Raphael. It certainly does bring out the meaning of chapter 17 when Jesus was transfigured before his disciples and before various people. It's a marvelous explanation of the meaning of the Transfiguration of Jesus, especially the color and the brightness of the heavenly portion and kind of the darkness of the lower part of the painting, which represents kind of the darkness of human activity and the lack of faith on the disciples to heal the demoniac. So it's a marvelous painting, and August 6th is the traditional feast day of the Transfiguration. So I'd encourage you to stop by and just spend a few minutes looking at and feeling a sense of feeling of the painting, and it will give you a greater understanding what the Transfiguration of Jesus means.